y'all. I said, what's up, y'all? Look at me when I'm talking to you, bro. Nah, I'm just messing with y'all, man. This your boy Knockout Boxing 86 TV, and we in here. So check this out, bro. Before I get going on our video today, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, share the video, turn on your notifications, and go follow me on Twitter at KOBoxing86TV. If you got a breakdown or a prediction you want me to do, knockoutboxing86 at yahoo.com is the email address. And don't forget about our live shows. We live every Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Live every Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. And you can also catch us live every Sunday morning with the Singing OG KQKC Boxing Network. Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. But let's get it popping. Let's get into our video. And today, according to a report from Mike Coppinger of ESPN, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford have agreed to terms for a fight on November 19th. Now, before I read this article, I want to say shout out to guys such as Cono Loco Sports, you got Ricky Williams, and many others that I can't think of off the top of my head that said this fight was coming in November before Mike Coppinger. So I just want to point that out. Now, I want to read this report because there's some things in the report that are very promising for the prospect of this report being accurate. But there's also some things where it's like, man, I don't know if you're trying to play with me, Mike Coppinger. Like, what you doing, bro? And let me read it to you. And then I want to react to it and what it means for boxing and fight fans and content creators. You know, whether you be on the Errol Spence side, the Terence Crawford side, whatever it is, we're going to talk about it all. So, Mike Coppinger wrote this. He says, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford have agreed to all material terms for a fight for the undisputed welterweight championship, an event targeted for November 19th in Las Vegas, multiple sources tell ESPN. However, the deal has not been signed as the parties' lawyers clean up legal language in the agreement, per sources. Crawford, ESPN's #1 pound-for-pound boxer and top welterweight, acquiesced to all the proposed financial terms from PBC creator Al Heyman, including the short end of a revenue split, sources said. The package includes a bilateral rematch clause that the loser will have the right to exercise, per a source. If the rematch clause is triggered, the winner will earn the majority of revenue for the return bout, per sources. Then he goes on to say, the 147-pound summit meeting, Spence holds the WBC, WBA, and IBF titles, while Crawford has the WBO belt, will be presented as a co-promotion between Spence's Man Down Promotions and Crawford's TBC Promotions on PBC pay-per-view. High-powered attorney Jeffrey Spitz is representing the Heyman-Spence side as the contracts are being reviewed. Now, the report is promising, but it's not like ironclad. Like, it's all this per sources and nothing has been signed yet, and they still gotta review it. Like, bro, to me that sound like Mike Coppinger covering his ass in case this shit might not be accurate. In case this shit fall through, he covering his ass. When you say stuff like, however, the deal has not been signed, as the parties' lawyers clean up legal language in the agreement. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I can go to a car dealership and I can agree to buy a car. I can say, I want that one right there. I agree. The salesman agree. The lender say they're going to give me the money. They agree. Everybody agree that I'm about to buy this car. But if I don't sign nothing, I ain't bought the car yet. So if the deal not signed, then the fight not final yet. So I do want to say that while this report is promising, there is language in this report that would lead one to believe that it ain't quite done yet. I'd be remiss if I didn't say that before moving on. Now, let me put my fan hat on because this shit got me excited. Let me put my fan hat on because I want the shit to be true. I've been telling y'all from the jump, look, man, I think the fight already done. Look, man, I think that they just waiting to announce it. And I just find it very, very strategic, the timing of all this. As a very strategic person myself, don't you think it's kind of crazy that this news came out during Canelo Alvarez fight week? The same Canelo Alvarez that just took one fight from the PBC and then shunned them and said, yeah, I appreciate that one fight. I appreciate you helping me get undisputed. I appreciate the big bag, the big payday, all the stuff that you did for me. But I don't want to do business with y'all again right now. I'm finna go back to the zone instead of taking your second deal that you offered me. So you don't think that Al Haymon and the PBC would want to maybe take a little light out of this Canelo fight, take a little shine off of him? Especially, not only did Canelo do that, you got Eddie Hearn running around here left and right telling everybody how much bigger this fight is than Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. He's telling everybody how much bigger this fight is. He says he's going to do 1 million pay-per-view buys, which is crazy because no one can fact check him because, shit, you know, his ass can just say whatever. They don't have to report those numbers to nobody. He ain't like a network like Showtime, who's owned by CBS, or Fox, who's, you know, a public broadcast company. Like, he don't really have to report shit the way that they have to report shit since his stuff is on the app. So you don't think Al Haymon, who doesn't say much, I always tell y'all, he more about that action. He don't say much, but he just do shit to let you know that he listening. You don't think that he got some issue with Canelo just taking that one fight and zooming on out? You don't think that he has an issue with the stuff that Eddie Hearn says about his company? So, like, all right, let me drop this bomb on the boxing world and go ahead and steal some shine from Canelo, get the people talking about what we got going on over here at the PBC. So I found that timing of this report coming out, I find it very interesting. I find it very interesting. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Now, the crazy thing is that if this report is true, this is all I've been saying since starting my channel. Now, Crawford agreed to the financial terms. He acquiesced, is what they're saying, to having the short end of the revenue split. I have been saying the entire time, but if he beats Spence and Spence activates a rematch, because they both get a rematch if they lose. If he beats Spence and Spence gets the rematch, then Crawford gets the majority of the money since he beat Spence the first time, and vice versa. I find that fair. I find that when you look at what the business that Terence Crawford is bringing to the table and the business that Errol Spence is bringing to the table, that's what I've always said. Look, bro, you're going to get the biggest bag of your career regardless. Take less. Beat Earl ass if you're going to beat his ass. And then in the rematch, you get more money. And I'll be goddamn if that's not exactly what is being reported right now. I also like the fact that it's going to be a co-promotion because at the end of the day, these are two fighters that I support. And they are both going to have TBC Promotions, Terence Crawford's company, and Man Down Promotions, Errol Spence's company. It's going to be a co-promotion fight between those two. I find that to be very encouraging. I think that's great for fighters. I think that's great for other fighters coming up, young fighters coming up. Start your own promotional company, bro. Even if you are your only fighter, make yourself a business. You got more loopholes with taxes and all kind of shit if you're a business and not an employee. If you were just being paid as a fighter, then there are certain things you have to do, certain taxes that you have to pay since you're not a business. But if you're being paid as a promoter, as a company, as a LLC, like these two gentlemen have the opportunity to do, you got some things you can do to make that money work for you. Now, last point. I wonder how, as we get closer and this fight seems to be coming to fruition, all of the Errol Spence is a duck. Errol Spence is he's holding up the division. Errol Spence is scared of Bud Crawford. All of that content. I wonder what those people are going to say today. I wonder what the attitude today is. And I know what it is. See, what's going to happen, go ahead and prepare yourself for it, is people are going to act like they weren't saying those things. They're going to take the road of, hey man, look, I don't care, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just always wanted to fight. Now that the fight happened, shit, it don't matter what we said. It don't matter. All that stuff is in the past. The fight is here now. Don't nobody want to talk about that shit. Don't nobody want to talk about that shit, man. Man, come on, bro. Ain't nobody trying to talk about this shit. You trying to talk about old shit, man. The fight is here now. It don't matter what nobody said before. Nah, it do matter, bro. It do matter. Because what's wrong with somebody coming out and say, hey, you know that narrative I've been pushing for a year plus, that shit was wrong. And you know all that shit I said about Earl and Bud, because people saying about Bud too. All that shit that I was saying about them, bro, that shit was wrong. Because I was the one saying neither one of them ducking each other. But I didn't have to go at Earl fans as hard, because it wasn't a lot of Earl fans that was running around here telling me that Terence Crawford was a duck. But it was a shit ton of Bud Crawford fans telling me that Earl is a duck. So I just wonder, with this news, if it's true, I need people to understand what it means. It means that the moment that Terence Crawford left Top Rank, his very first fight is against Errol Spence. Terence Crawford told you himself that it was politics holding up the fight. Terence Crawford told you himself that he knows that Errol Spence is not ducking him. Terence Crawford told you himself that he knows Errol Spence wants to fight just as bad as he do. So if this scenario plays out like it's being reported, doesn't that mean that people such as myself have been correct this entire time? And I'm petty, bro. I want people to say, yo, I was wrong. I want to hear that shit. Yo, I was wrong. That shit I was saying, dead ass wrong. Because Earl made this shit happen. And make no mistake about it. This is Bud just accepting some shit. This is him just accepting some shit. Earl and his team is the one that's put everything together, as I so eloquently put last night, if I might say so myself. Go check out that debate. Body bag. 3-0. In my opinion, easy work. And a lot of people agree with me. But you know, we got the dub, we move on. We on to the next one. But anyway, bro, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I think the news is promising. There's some language in the report from Coppinger that got me kind of like, But shout out first to the people that was saying this shit first, like Ricky Williams and Kono Loco, that both, you know what I'm saying, was saying that shit to me, and everybody else that's been holding the line that this fight is done in November. You know, shout out to all y'all, because I heard it from a lot of other people before I heard it from Mike Coppinger. Other than that, though, man, exciting times. Looks like we getting the fight we all want, and it's going to be right in time for Thanksgiving. Right before Thanksgiving is what it's looking like, and I can't wait, man. That's 2 months from now. That's enough time to put together a press tour. That's enough time to meet shit. You ain't got to sell me, I'm nerd. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Comment down below, smash my like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video, turn on your notifications. Go follow me on Twitter at KOBoxing86TV. For breakdowns and predictions, knockoutboxing86@yahoo.com is the email. Don't forget about our live shows every Wednesday and Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Central. Also every Sunday morning with the Singing OG KQKC Boxing Network. Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. I appreciate y'all watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. And with that, we out of here. Peace, y'all.